If you're just using Claude to brainstorm ideas or write captions, you are leaving most of its power on the table. That's because Claude can read your email, check your calendar, and prep your meeting notes before you even sit down at your laptop. Hi, I'm Erica Stanley, the founder of AI Queens, and today I am showing you 5 connectors that can turn Claude from just a smart chatbot into your actual second brain. Now, a quick heads up before we get started. You are watching this video, which is already a great start, but if the idea of actually setting all of this up makes your brain hurt a little, I've got you. I run something called the AI Queens Buildathon. It's a live hands-on workshop where we actually do a custom build together. In the last Buildathon, I personally walked everyone through setting up every single one of these connectors. So by the time we were done, everyone's Claude actually knew about their business, their calendar, their inbox, all of it. You can join me virtually at the next one, or if you're local, I do these in person right here in Tampa Bay. The link is in the description below, or you can go to aiqueens.com/build so you can see when I'm hosting the next one. Spots are limited, so go grab yours or hop on the wait list. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What actually is a connector when it comes to AI? Here's the simplest way I can put it. Claude is brilliant, like genuinely impressive brain. But without connectors, that brain is like sitting in a room all by itself with no windows. And it doesn't know what's in your inbox. It doesn't know what's on your calendar today. It doesn't know all the things that your team just decided in Slack or on your morning Zoom meeting. It only knows what you've typed into the chat box. Now, connectors, those are the windows. They let Claude securely link up to your apps that you're already using. So instead of you like copying and pasting information back and forth all day, Claude can just see it and act on it. Now, connectors, just for the record, are not just a Claude thing. ChatGPT has them, Gemini has them, and honestly, a lot of what I'm about to show you can be replicated on those other platforms as well. If you want to see a breakdown of connectors specifically on ChatGPT or Gemini in a future video, let me know in the comments and I can make that happen. For today, though, we're focused on Claude since that's what I use every day in my own business. So let's get into the 5 connectors I think make the biggest difference. All right, first up, your AI note takers. Now, these are the little bots that are going to come with you to your online meetings. I personally use Fathom. There's also Granola or Otter. Zoom has their own AI note taker built in. But this is the connector that I think is the easiest to start out with because it's something that is typically part of what we've been seeing on Zoom and in meetings. So to get to connectors, you are going to come down here and in the sidebar of Claude, down in the bottom left-hand corner, you click on your little name or your avatar, and it's going to pop up your settings. And in settings, over here are your connectors. Now you can see I already have Fathom connected, which is awesome. But if you don't have that, you can come up here to add and browse connectors. And whatever type of AI note taker you are working with, you are going to look for the connector here. If it doesn't have a connector, then you could use something else or you could build your own connection. But that is a topic for another video. We're going to talk about Fathom today. Now, every Monday, I meet with my VA, my virtual assistant. And she and I talk about what is on the table for the upcoming week. I do a full brain dump of all of the meetings that I have coming up, things I'm planning for my content, any campaigns, and I talk about any client projects. We also discuss things that were on my list for next week but maybe didn't get done. All of this is a 30-minute meeting that is recorded with Fathom and automatically is transcribed. Now, by having this connection with Claude, I am able to ask questions about that specific meeting. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, so now I have started a brand new chat with Claude, but instead of using chat, I'm actually going to come over here to Cowork because once you start hooking things up, Cowork is the ability for Claude to go and reach out and actually connect and pull in this information. So I am going to ask it to look in my Fathom at my most recent Monday meeting with Lee and give me the top action items for my week as a bullet point list. All right, now it's going to pull up that meeting and you can see it's loading the tools. It's using the Fathom integration. I love this here with Claude where you can actually see what it's doing. So, okay, now it has helped me organize content, biggest block due first, client follow-ups, podcast growth, and some email. So this is great. And it's actually also given me a link. So if I wanted to open up that Fathom recording, this would take me straight to that page. So I know exactly where it got this information. Next up, we've got team communications. Now, this might be Slack or WhatsApp. It could just be email, honestly, but wherever it is that your team communicates, or if it's just you, if you're a solopreneur, you might still have a Slack channel, someplace where you are keeping track of things and where your team communicates. So for me and my team, that's Slack. Now, what I can do here with this Slack connector, and so I'm going to make sure that my Slack connector is on. And I'm going to say, send this as a Slack because that's where I communicate. Also, I should have done this to begin with. I'm going to switch this from Opus to Sonnet just so I'm saving tokens. And you don't really need Opus for things like this. This is really just admin level work. So switching to Sonnet is going to save tokens. It's going to save thinking power. It's really all you need. And I'm going to have this send to my Slack. Now, it's going to ask me some questions because it doesn't know where I want this to land. And I'm going to tell it a specific channel. And the channel that I want it to go to is actually called Daily Digest. And again, you can see it's coming in here, it's searching for channels, and it's going to send that message using that Slack connector. Claude Cowork is like Claude having hands. It's really cool. Okay, and now you can see that this has actually landed in my Slack Daily Digest channel. So now it's going to ping me, and it sent me a little link to that as well. Same here. I've got a little link. All right. Next up, we've got a calendar connector. This is really huge because one of the mental blocks that I have, and it's so silly. I don't know if it's a ADHD thing or if it's a procrastination thing, but I hate making time blocks. I hate making little tasks on my calendar. I know it's just like a 60-second, 90-second thing, but I hate doing it. And so, what I love about the calendar connector, it's connected to my Google Calendar, is that I can actually tell Claude, hey, take these top three items and block time off on my calendar. So, let me show you what that looks like. So, I need you to find and schedule these items on my calendar. Okay. This will take 30 minutes. Embed the tidy cal availability. That's going to take me about 30 minutes. And then this is part of a 1 hour outreach block. Find the time and schedule it. And so now I'm going to make sure that my calendar is connected and I'm giving it the ability to go out and find and schedule these things on my calendar. Here is my calendar. So it scheduled two for Thursday and one for Friday. And let's go in and check. All right. I've got the invoice follow up, I've got embed tidycal, and then I've got my podcast guest outreach here. So it actually scheduled those on my calendar for me, which just takes one more thing off my list. So just a roundup, a midpoint roundup. All of this is coming from my brain dump meeting that I already had on my calendar, that I already had scheduled with my virtual assistant. So I had that meeting. It turned all of those into action items, helped me to prioritize those, sent it to me in Slack so that it's easy and in my phone. Um, and then it helped me schedule, like, find blocks of time and schedule these on my calendar. So super, super simple and all with the use of these connectors. All right. Next up, we've got the Google Drive connector. And I I know it seems like basically all of these connectors are Google. That's just because I use Google Workspace. But if you use Dropbox or another place where you manage your client files and folders that lives in the cloud, this is a really great connection. And for me and my business, the reason it's such a good connection is because that's where I keep it's that's where I keep all of my client files. So when I sign with a client, I've got their initial interview. I've got any data that I've pulled, data or analytics that I've pulled for them in spreadsheets. I've got their brand to bot blueprint, which is the full plan that I outlined for them. And so knowing that I can have conversations with basically every file that I have on this client, their full brand strategy and everything, um, that's a really powerful connection. For me, if I'm looking through this, I see that I need to contact a client about a final invoice. And so I am going to ask it to go into my Google Drive, find their blueprint, and help me remember how much I was supposed like, how much that final invoice is supposed to be for. Okay, so what I'm gonna have it do, without me even having to open their Google Drive, without me having to look this up myself, I want it to go into their blueprint, find the final amount of their project, and they paid 50% upfront, so they owe 50% of that. Then I want to go into their emails and just grab, like, the vibe of the emails. Help me write a friendly follow-up email, super simple, reminding them that their final invoice is, I'm just gonna say due instead of overdue. Okay, so now here you can see I'm gonna not just check the connectors, make sure that my Google Drive is connected. But once your Google Drive is connected, you can actually come down here to folders and you can add a folder. I'm gonna add this from my Google Drive and I'm gonna come in here to my drive. I'm going to click on client folders and then I'm going to add their specific folder to this search so that it knows where to go to. Now, when I get to this point, it's going to ask me, is it okay if I go in and look at this folder? And I'm going to say, yes, it's totally okay if you do that. And it found the blueprint. The final connector that I want to show you all is the Gmail connector. So I have this connected here. And I am going to say, hey, set up in my drafts folder. Do not add client names or emails because I don't want it to accidentally send it, which it shouldn't, but just in case. And do not send, just draft the email. And let's see what it does. You can already see creating the draft email. All right, let me open up my Gmail and we'll see what that looks like. All right, let's drag this over. And look, there it is. Hope you're doing well. Just a friendly nudge that the final invoice for your project is due, the remaining 50% balance. So now what I can do here, because Claude doesn't have my email signature, but that's okay. Because I could just delete that and come in and I've edited it and it looks gorgeous. And I'll just add the recipients, add their names there, and it's ready to hit send. So that entire process, I went in Claude all the way through, just as a recap, I went all the way through from my initial meeting where I have my AI meeting assistant Fathom connected. From there, we sent that to Slack for communication. Then add some things to my calendar. We went into Google Drive to find some information. And then we topped it all off with a super simple email. So all of these with the connectors in Claude Cowork. So that's 5 windows into your business and 1 Claude Cowork. But all in all, it's an infinitely more useful brain than just chatting back and forth. And I want to impress upon you that this isn't just tech and AI for the sake of using AI. I don't I don't teach this stuff because it's shiny and new. I care about teaching AI because it gives you back 2 things that most business owners I know never have enough of, and that's time and headspace. Now, if watching this made your brain light up a little, or if it made you go, okay, but how do I actually set this up for myself? That's literally what the Buildathon is for. It is a live hands on session, either virtual or in person here in Tampa, if you want to build along with me as your guide. And by the time we're done, you'll have built a custom live AI tool specifically for your business. And it'll probably include some of those connectors. You can find the link for that in the description below or go to aiqueens.com/build. Use the link below to join the waitlist. And stay tuned for more AI content from a perspective that doesn't treat AI like it's just for the tech bros. Because this technology should be leveling the playing field, not leaving half the room out of the conversation. I'm just so happy you're here. Let's build something that makes a difference for you.